Hi everyone and welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video and I hope you guys stay tuned until the end. My name is Esther Vincent, also known as LiaMia on social media if you guys ever want to search for me. For today, I've brought you guys an urban legend or a folklore originating from my country, Malaysia. For this urban legend, I would like to bring you guys a little bit about Malaysia so that we can get to where this urban legend originates from. Malaysia is a beautiful, tropical, multi-ethnic country located in the Southeast Asia. We've got very famous neighbors like Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand, the Philippines, all around us. Like I mentioned, Malaysia is a multi-ethnic country, so we've got various different types of people living in this country. So the main three races from this country is the Malay people, the Chinese, and the Indians. So I am a Malaysian Indian. This folklore or this urban legend originates from the Malay people. It is widely believed among the Malay people. So what is this urban legend that I'm talking about? So as per this video's title, this is the urban legend or the story about Orang Minyak. Orang Minyak, when it's translated to English, it simply means oily man. As per its name, Orang Minyak or the oily man is said to be a being that is covered with pitch black, thick oil kind of substance from its head to the tip of its toe. Sources also say that Orang Minyak is butt naked or sometimes covering only its private parts with very little clothing. What does this Orang Minyak do? Sources say that Orang Minyak does atrocities such as abduction, kidnapping, and raping of young virgin women. You heard that right. This Orang Minyak, this being, goes into houses, breaks into houses that has young virgin girls. It either abducts or assaults them or rapes them. All these Orang Minyak's atrocities is said to only take place at night. So, is this Orang Minyak a real thing or is it just an urban legend, a myth that was spread around by the olden day people? Well, like I mentioned, this was a very strong belief back with the olden day Malay people. They also have a movie that was released in the 1958 titled Sumpah Orang Minyak. When it's translated to English, it simply means Curse of the Oily Man. As per the movie, the oily man or the Orang Minyak is portrayed to be a normal human being like you and me. Just that the Orang Minyak is an ugly looking hunchback. Because of his ugly nature, the people that lived together in the province that he lived were very, very mean to him. They treat him illfully, they always bullied him. But despite all of that, the ugly hunchback was a kind-hearted person. But this ugly hunchback always had a wish in his heart, to turn to become a normal-looking human being or a, handsome-looking man. And somehow he ends up in the land of fairies. And because of his kind nature, the fairies will grant him his wishes. So he would transform from the ugly hunchback to a handsome-looking, normal, postured man. Once his wishes are granted, the fairies would also give him a condition. In no circumstances at all is he allowed to kill a person. After getting his wish granted, this hunchback goes back to his village and starts living its normal life. While living his daily life, he faces a lot of challenges from the province people and people living around him. And one day he loses his temper and ends up killing a person. Once he had killed a person, he has broken the condition that was given by the fairies. So automatically his good-looking self turns and becomes invisible. The hunchback turning and becoming invisible is sort of like a punishment to the hunchback for breaking the condition given by the fairies. So no one around him, no people would be able to see his new transformed good-looking self. This hunchback then wants to return back to his normal looking self. He would try to find for the fairies, to ask for forgiveness and request them to turn him back to the good-looking guy. Unfortunately, he would not find the fairies, but he would meet up with the devil. So the devil would finally deceive him and tells him that he needs to rape 21 virgin women between 7 days. If he gets to do that, if he gets to complete raping 21 women in between 7 days, he would turn back to his good-looking self. The hunchback, listening to the devil, would turn himself into the Orang Minyak, meaning dressing himself with the oily substance, and starts raping women. Long story short, the fairies will come to know about what this hunchback is doing, so they're definitely not in support of that. So they would try to hunt and catch the hunchback, finally catching him and trapping him in a bottle. So he finally becomes sort of like a genie in the bottle. That is how Orang Minyak was portrayed in the movie that was released back in the 1958, titled Sumpah Orang Minyak. In English, Curse of the Oily Man. Now coming to what the olden day Malay people believed was Orang Minyak is not a demon, not a genie or a ghost or a spirit, but a normal human being like us, just as the movie. But this person was deviated from the normal human living. What do I mean by that? Well, it is a person that is finding for otherworldly power, a person that is indulging themselves in unworldly rituals such as black magic, demon worshipping, performing restricted rituals that goes against God and godly belief. Sources say that it is also a person that has made agreements with the demon or the devil in exchange for unlimited power. So indulging a little bit too much into all these things, it's said to have turned this person to Orang Minyak. There are also sources that say that this person was cheated or cursed to become Orang Minyak. Even though this person was cheated or cursed to become Orang Minyak, this person still has some sort of power. Some of Orang Minyak's powers are, it is almost impossible for us human beings to sight him at night while he's performing his atrocities due to the black, oily, thick substance that he has covered his body from head to toe. So in the pitch black night, it's almost impossible to sight him. It is also almost impossible to catch him. He is said to have a very strong physique. He is able to jump very long distance, and he's also able to climb on poles and walls and maintain sticking on them like lizards. He has the ability to disappear out of a sudden, and due to his slippery nature, he is able to go through very, very thin, narrow spaces, and he's also said to be able to go through locked or closed door without any problem. This Orang Minyak that's believed by the olden day Malay people also prowls the night looking for young virgin girls to rape. It is believed that if this Orang Minyak rapes 40 young virgin girls, he would obtain unlimited power. What a pervert. Like, when you think about it, it's so disgusting and scary, because here he is, a pitch black human looking thing, and trying to rape young virgin girls. Like, no matter how strong this Orang Minyak is said to be, it also has its weaknesses. So in the olden days, when there were reports of Orang Minyak attacks in any surrounding villages, young virgin women were urged or told to wear men's wear when they are sleeping. When I say men wear, they have to wear shirt or pants that was already worn by any other man, meaning like maybe their father or brother. It has to be a shirt that has already been used by men, and the young girls would wear them and sleep at night. So when the Orang Minyak is said to attack, it will think that it is a man that's sleeping around because of the smell and can avoid the attacks by Orang Minyak. Secondly, there's also belief that banana flower petals and giant taro plant leaf, as per the picture over here. So these petals or the giant taro plant leaf would be sprinkled around houses that has young virgins, so Orang Minyak can be avoided. It is said that Orang Minyak's weaknesses is banana flower petal and taro plant's leaves. Another weakness of Orang Minyak is mirrors. It is said that Orang Minyak does not like to look at its own reflection showing in the mirror. Well, it should be, because it's ugly and it's disgusting. Houses and rooms that is occupied by young virgin girls often has a lot of mirrors hanging around, or a lot of mirrors are brought out during night to avoid assault or rapes by Orang Minyak. The last two weaknesses of Orang Minyak that I found was very peculiar, and one of it is batik. Batik is a cloth that has various different beautiful colorful patterns around it, and it is said that if an Orang Minyak was ever caught, he needs to be covered, or he can be covered with this batik cloth, which will lead to him becoming weak, or this batik cloth will weaken his power. The last and final weakness that I was able to find of Orang Minyak was his own big toe. As per sources, if an Orang Minyak was ever caught, his big toe is to be bitten, and when that is done, when his big toe is being bitten by someone, he loses his power or he also dies. Now, coming to reported Orang Minyak cases in Malaysia. In 2001, a woman claimed that she had caught Orang Minyak when she saw a suspicious-looking being trying to break into houses around her living area. As she has virgin daughters at home, she was very skeptical of this being, and it is said that she covered or caught the Orang Minyak and covered it with the batik clothes. Once covered with the batik clothes, Orang Minyak seemed to have lost its power, and finally the woman caught Orang Minyak in a bottle. And the bottle was given to the right people to be disposed in an ancient tradition method. Another case was reported on the 24th of November 2006. 24th of November is my birthday. Anyways, back to the story. When on the 24th of November 2006, when a police caught a thief who had smeared black thick oil all over his body and was seen trespassing through a lot of different houses in Tawas. Well, people originally reported as, Orang Minyak, thinking that it was Orang Minyak, but end up being a thief. In 2008, few Chinese newspapers reported of an Orang Minyak rape assault happening in Malaysia's Science University, USM, involving a female student. But the claims was denied later by the university officials. In 2009, more than 300 families were living in fear as 4 to 5 cases of Orang Minyak assaulting young virgin girls in their house and in their rooms at night was reported at Taman Keladi and Taman Angsana Kedah. In 2012, the Malaysian police caught a man who had done multiple different terrible criminal offenses opposing as Orang Minyak. In the beginning of his assaults, the province people that he was attacking thought that this is attacks of Orang Minyak. But soon when the attacks and assaults had turned into murder, people of the provinces realized that this is not the work of Orang Minyak but a particular criminal. This guy was terrorizing multiple different provinces and villages around the town of Bentong Pahang from 2009 to 2012 when he was finally caught by the police on the 14th of November 2012. This guy didn't just rape, he raped minor, older citizen, he raped pregnant women, and finally he even resorted to murdering multiple different lives. This guy has done so many heinous criminal acts in the few years that he was active that his story alone can be made into a separate video. There has been many reports such as this made throughout the years in 2018, 2019, but no solid proof was provided or given proving the existence of Orang Minyak. Hence, I will leave it to you guys to decide whether Orang Minyak is a real thing or it's just a folklore, just an urban legend that has been passed on generation by generation. It has become something like the Bigfoot or the alien, where many people claim that they are real, but there is no solid proof. So all that said and done has brought us to the end of this video for today. Do let me know whether you guys believe Orang Minyak is a real thing or not down in the comment sections. And if you guys liked this video, do give me a thumbs up. That would mean a lot to me. Thank you. I will see you guys next time. Be safe, take care wherever you are. Bye.